Negative spaces, there's a never moment. My critical corners part 2, it has happened. Oh, it actually has happened. I'm gonna get most people on runs. That is a cheeky... Oh my lord! Oh my! Half a second gap for Razin. He might get closer. Never mind. Razin's got a lot of people. Got a lot of people to fight for. Is this 4 wide? 4 wide for a second does not go into 1. Oh my! Down the outside. Takes a wider line than he wants. And they make contact! Josh is out of the race! A little weaving moment. I think one of them, I couldn't tell who, had a little bit of rear end. I think it's quite clear who's got the quicker car between the two of them. Dylan's making Josh think about it the entire way up the hill. He's actually gonna pull off the move. That is an impressive move up the hill. It's time to cook. Is it? I don't know. We're pausing the music immediately because that was an interesting start. It's time to cook anyways. Never mind. Welcome back, everyone, to NSL, Nange Super League. If you don't know what it is, let me tell you the information and all the good stuff. And we're in F1 Community League. Now, Josh has decided to do a tier 1 sub for 15 months in the intro. I'm a fan of it. Thank you very much, Josh. We appreciate it. He is indeed cooking at 15 subscriptions so far. There could be more. That's outrageous. Thank you very much, and stop doing that anyways. We moved. Let's carry on. Community F1 League for the people. We're at the Italian Grand Prix, we're at Monza. If you don't know about the track and you want some information of how it goes down, there it is. The DRS detection zone 2 is interrupting the circuit information, but don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine. Owners just noticed that now, but it's not too annoying. 27 laps. Lap record is legit and not from the race before, thankfully, so that's pretty good. It's a decently long track, but it's a bit speedy. There's a couple straights. The corners... irrelevant, it doesn't matter. I do think we are actually going to miss the unfortunate suspension of the lobby and its voice chat, but it's okay. And in case anyone's fresh and new, let's just whack it up straight away so we all know about it. If anyone's interested in telling the people or seeing this and like, I'm trying to get in the league, why are you not letting me in the league? It's time. Stop subbing during the intro. I'm kidding. I would never actually say that. I'd never actually say that. Thank you, Richie, for this for 8 months. You're a top legend. You're a very big legend. But if anyone else does want to hop in, the screen stuff's all there if you're interested. It's the same as lobbies. As long as you're just not going to take someone out, you're all welcome. Exclamation mark NSL in the chat. It's pinned because Josh has definitely already pinned it. Come along. Have a face. Anyways. I like my epic music, but I also like my epic random pauses in this bit. It's a fun time. Yes, we're late slightly. Why? I don't know. I simply don't know. Haven't really got questions here. Let's cook and set up the lobby and make sure everyone's ready and stuff and get all the people in. The lobby, if you're listening to me, it's open-ish. It will be in a second for the people who are checking in. We'll double check how many we've got due. I believe it's 11 to 12? If it's not more, 11? 11. There we go. Double digits today, shots beyond belief. We're cooking. Who knew? Remember to promote your league. And streaming actively would help. It's crazy. I know. And I figured it out. It's a meta play. We'll go for it. Free stream from Frosty. Thank you very much for Frosty. I appreciate it a ton. I need to make more things. I need to add the snap rate thing here as well. So there's more things to spend the channel points on. It's good. Cheers, Andre. Sun's not crying now. NSL no longer completely washed. Odin moderately. I can make it washed if you want. I can just ban you from the league for offending me. Me! I don't know what that means. Anyways, let's get the people invited. Right, list of drivers and stuff needed to be sent in the session. We should also ping and say that the lobby is open. That would be smart. There's only one. There's no sprint. There's no stuff we have on today. Shall I show the calendar so we know what there is? Because sometimes we have sprints. Monza, as I said, we got 4 more rounds after this one. I do even believe there's a possibility of a title being set and done today for the constructors. It might need some specificities going on. I'll run you through that once we get to the actual main session, because those are words, so I don't know. We'll get to that later. Anyways, invitations need to be sent. Who do I need in the session? Raul needs an invite now. We'll consider it. We're going to go through the list as what it says, so since you're like the third person who's checked in, why is Alfonso Davis on my friends list? Good, it's fine, but sure. Why is the friends list changed? This is different. Hang on, no, this is a music pot. Why is this different? What have they done? What have they done to the game? They've broken the game. This is almost a this moment. Why is this new? Anyways, trying for the third time to actually ping the thing in. Where are all the names? Raul's name, is it want to turn up or show up at any point, or F1 Kid's name so I can actually ping them? No. Why have they changed how this works now? Now I can't invite anyone normally. Anyways, F1 Kid's name, boom, gets an invite. Josh's name, his was on the online section, so that's fine. I love how they randomly change this stuff randomly. Ethan's an extra so he can hop in himself. Raul doesn't exist on my list whatsoever. So apparently he's not taking part. It's banned. There it is. It's a long way away, but it's cool. Everyone's offline today. Failed to... Oh, they're not even sending! Oh, good! Great! They're not even sending! Oh my god. Oh, this game. Nah, this game is broken. Right, so no one's getting invitations. We can't invite people into the league. This is a problem. EA, I've restarted the music several times. Why am I not allowed? Is crossplay off or something? That's my only guess. That it thinks crossplay is off. Because why would it not? Why would it be moving weird with EA names? I don't like the sounds of this. I have a strong feeling crossplay is for no random reason. I don't know. Decided to disable. Lobby restart chat is gonna have to happen. I love this. I need like a stupid comedy setting to fix the thing. It's fine. It's fine. I'm generally having to check all the way out of the game first. Sorry, chat. This is what happens. Random things break for no reason. GBC, we got numbers, but I break the game instead. Moment of truth. Right. No. Right. It's on. Guys, I can't... I'm restarting again. I can't have this many interruptions in NSL. This is too many. This is too many. Oh. The one day it was meant to run. The one day. Why is this has never happened? Never. Well, the lobby isn't open and I've lied to the people. We'll spam the invites as soon as we can. We're definitely not getting any voice chat suspension because the game's cancelled it and has just said no. Barely 2 hands worth if you're counting on your fingers. Depends how many hands or fingers people have. You can't know how many, okay? You just gotta wait. You gotta wait. Alright, attempt number 3? 1 lobby, but 3 attempts of trying to actually get everyone in at one time. We'll try again. Anyone who's watching is trying to get in the lobby, who's in the checkered. For the 6 millionth time, and hopefully it's working, the lobby is open. That's as much as I can tell you. Ain't including a 72. 72! That's rude. People of Norfolk, you're all lovely humans still, I promise you. Now, I don't believe there's a setting you can even turn crossplay off elsewhere. As far as I know, if it's off somewhere else, it's fine. Should we try again? 10 stream watch streak, and I've been forced to win. Not even a niceness. Sorry, don't get that hopes up. Okay, the EA friends, this looks like it's working a bit more normally than usual. It says it sent the invite too. Right, Josh gets an invite because he's the only one there that I've seen. The rest aren't online, but will it let me send an invite to them? F1 Kid's one of them. Okay, we're making progress. We're making progress. Who is this? Exactly! Exactly, we're good. We haven't got it. That's a you problem. It says it's sent, Josh. Listen, that's a you issue. Game says it's on the way. It's first class towards your house. Don't think that's where invites go. Rowley gets an invite as well. Joe's on Xbox, so his fan class has just popped in. Boom. Kizzo's on Xbox. BB's on Xbox. Pooch. I don't see him online yet, so it's fine. Yeah, EA people, maybe try rough restart on your game, just in case. I think EA might have just had a moment. Doing what, I don't know, but I haven't got a clue. You have plenty of time. The rest of the people are all set and good to go on their consoles, so in that meantime, we can abruptly pause the casual, normal music and whack on the slightly more stressful music. Because I've got time to waffle now as I wait for more people to hop in. Right. Should we do standings? Is that allowed? No, we're going to do rules, even though I showed you them about 2 seconds ago. As I said, why is that? No, it is correct. For some reason I read it and I thought it was completely wrong. I'm about to say I've never changed this all season. Anyways, we had a long season this season. Delays and stuff from my side meant we couldn't do the usual sizes, but we're back. 18 events. 4 more after this one left to go. Constructors and stuff have been sorted. We've had 6 sprints. We've got some more left, but not for a little bit. And this is how the teams have dealt with the vibes. So far this season, AlphaTauri have slightly cooked. 489 points. Great British points, may I mind you. I'm kidding, I don't know what they're saying. They're trying, they're doing their thing. Ferrari are quite a far way behind. Good to know, everyone, the game is fine, I agree. My game is also fine. Right, thank you, guys. I really do appreciate that, because my game is fine. Yeah, anyways. Restart if you're on EA, and you should be good. Epic music now to mean everyone shush. That's about 243. Those two are going to be closing in to see who can take second spot by the end of the season. Ferrari have leaked and taken it since. Williams might even get close. Red Bull probably won't. I have absolutely no clue. We'll see and find out. I have not got an idea. For the bottom 5, it's pretty close still as well because there's a bit of a gap. But after that, it still works out. Drivers is different. I'm not hearing good news in the chat, but I'm going to waffle and hope it works by the time I finished it. Drivers has got a tiny bit of a lead as well. Josh on 327, almost an entire 100 points. 97 ahead of F1 Kid with this many rounds left in a sprint. It's not looking good for the Williams driver if he can get back into it. Ethan in 3rd place could still take 2nd off F1 Kid's hands. Sasso in 4th, Rowlick in 5th, and again a tiny bit of a gap for GP, Pooch, Lewis, Biden. We're all kind of fighting for that 5th, 6th place. Not bad. Now for the bad news. The lobby doesn't appear to be working because EA doesn't appear to be letting anyone join the session, and I don't know what to do about this information. That is an issue. That is a slight issue. Is EA decided to not run? That is a Steam... Right, so Steam maintenance issue is slightly pain. Open lobby so that one of us can get in. I mean, you're not all added, but I can do it. If you let someone else in, I'm fuming. This ain't gonna run. No, I'm not saying it's Steam. I'm comparing it to the Steam maintenance. I'm aware. Shush, I'm aware. I'm well aware. I thought we got away from those vibes ages ago. Dylan, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're chilling. Hope you're good. 5-second penalty, time penalty to Ocon, in my opinion. Facts. We love it. Where is Ron, by the way, at? You're meant to be here. Oh, why have I received invitations? Is this actually going to work? Are we actually going to have to host a lobby elsewhere? Where is everyone? Pooch, EA is refusing to let people host a lobby normally. But, right. This one is working. This is beyond stress. The game is slightly broken. As far as I'm seeing, it's not letting people fully get in normally, which is annoying. So we're now having to just migrate over into a separate session that works. Just host. Don't worry, we'll accuse him for match fixing if the ping's bad. Kidding, it's fine. Well, I guess this one will work. I guess I'll send invites from here instead. We're good. I hope the rest of the lobby is set up. I will be quadruple. I don't even know who's hosting it. Who is hosting it so I can just double check? Josh. Okay. Josh knows the rules, so I can probably trust him to do correct things. So as Josh is host, he can't race because host advantage. I agree. Thank God it's actually working. Right, who do we not have in from the list? I know Pooch isn't in, and I think that might literally be the last person we're missing. What a beautiful, wonderful game experience this is. Like, nothing else has gone wrong. I was perfectly fine on everything else, but... No, Dynatats are trying to huge fight. EA seem to have not had a good time. Why is it always time for this now? Has this happened earlier? Volchan, I haven't been really playing... I don't really play much EA games recently, so I've been safe. No, Pooch and someone else. Pooch and Penguin Jelly, but that's an Xbox player as well. We've got to find his name... somewhere on the script. Is it an Xbox player? Am I lying to myself? Is Penguin Jelly not on Xbox? My brain says it was on Xbox. Josh, can you remember? Why am I losing my brain? Well, that's who it's hosting after I just said it. Facts. Finish the DSQ, Josh, for not running the servers properly. I mean, that'll be fine. I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, remember, what platform is Penguin Jelly on? I don't see him in this chat yet, so I'm forgetting where to go find their name to invite them. It's just them and Pooch we're missing. So, after that, we're good. I wish I had this saved elsewhere. I do not. Yes, we probably are going to delay this like a tiny little bit, obviously, because we've had to run time, but it's okay. Feels weird being a former McLaren and seeing my name is in a McLaren seat tonight. Listen. Your name's it against your old rivals. It's fine. Right, Josh, I'll run through the things and double check if everything's correct. The only thing we change here is pit assist, which is fine. Good. That's my own assist. It's fine. What one AI? Josh, put the AI to 80, please. Yep, there we go. Caught him in the arts. Nice. All that good stuff is fine. That's good stuff is good. Safety car juice. All the other stuff is on. Red flags is off. You are absolutely good, Josh. You're good to go. Every other setting is correct among them. I'm from Norfolk and was born in the same hospital. Josh was born in... Is King's Lynn in Norfolk? I don't know if that's where he was born. I just know that's where he grew up and lived. The more you know. Thank you, Miss Frost. I didn't actually know. Not bad. Well, I don't know about the south of England, apparently. Can we get... We can. Eventually. I guess we'll just delay it a little bit longer. Well, to be fair, we only just hit 8. Only just. Which isn't bad. But we're not seeing the names being allowed to invite, and I feel bad because there's no way we... Right, Penguin Jelly is an excellent site, but I mean, it's just not online. Good. Dropping frames, not me. Stream is all good on my side, Dylan, so it might be you. Try a refresh, man. 8 PM start ready. Man's trying to get all his competitors out at perfect times. All of them gone. I am worried at the stability. I'm worried at how if someone's randomly just going to get biffed off and we're only going to be left with the console players. And that's going to be a cancel race moment. Peak British Tech. BT Internet! Wouldn't have that if I was you. That's a bit pain. Okay, sorry. Let me go find Pooch's name. I don't think the emails are going to work regardless because I don't think he's even on at all. Pooch, if you're in the chat, is it existent? Like, in the slightest? I'd love to know. While we're waiting, let me go to my full face. I want to be in peak face cam right now. We're good. When have we got your overlays from us? I love them. Painfully crafted by myself. Actually, probably since literally forever. I've always made my own. I just decided to try and find some brain cells and make something that looked kind of nice. Why is this green screen not green screening? Yeah, I made them all myself. I had fun with it. It was a while ago, and I kind of stuck with it. It was nice. I appreciate it. Friends, having a slightly laggy lobby at the moment, I'm informed. I have a strong suspicion we may have more difficulties. I don't want it to happen, but we'll see. I'll guess as a heads up if anyone's in the session. This might be an impromptu, this didn't work, and it gets delayed till next week because we can't run it. We'll find out. We've got plenty of time. In other words, they said Rob pull out lobby restart rules. You reckon we're getting to the race? That's a brave prediction. I'll give you the rules on the stream so we can hear and know them, because we might need a restart or something. I didn't want this for the day. What are the odds F1 kid disconnects heading into call 8? That could happen. Pooch didn't get the invite. That's pain. Does he have anyone else added? Is a good scenario or situation. How did we figure this out? Is Steam invites working, Josh? Anyone on thingy? Could we possibly do that? Oh, I will happily invite. Penguin Jelly is going to make his way in. I'm trying to see if we could possibly get Pooch to be invited on Steam somewhere else, and that might help him. I don't know if it's the EA game invites that are not working, regardless. I don't know. I did say words, Josh. I hope he's now heard the word. But anyways, let me read some race lobby restart bits, just in case we need it. I have no clue if we do. If it happens before 50%, we can go again, and we'll just restart and try all the good stuff. If it's between 50 and 75, we're finishing it there. Half points. After 75, it's full. That's the long and short of it. So yeah, the laps you're looking for to hope that we don't get a restart is lap 13, technically. Not half 27. 13? 14, not 13. But it's good. Tips and over. Honestly, I mean, I'll give you the theme I got. If you want to know like where all the blue and thingy themes are, blue's been my stream colour for ages. Purple I just also like, and they kind of got in. You remember Siri? You remember the Siri like? In fact, you know what? I can show it on the screen. Is that gonna knock me randomly with something? No, not. Okay, cool. Let's see if it does. Have a look. You know the Siri like icon at the bottom of the screen? Shout out to the Porsche 963 on my screen. That. I kind of just like them colours, so when I made it, I just said, let's have those. And then it worked. And it was a good time. Why are you wasting 10k channel points? Stop it. Stop it. Pooch is still struggling to get in. I mean, it's the same issue. You guys just got lucky because you're all added up together, but he's still not in. And it's a tricky time. Ping the steams. Thank you, by the way, Josh. I appreciate it for the help. Getting them animated. Oh, a lot of work. Trust me, I couldn't tell anyone how to do it. I had stress. I had many pieces of stress. I'd animated on After Effects stuff. I wouldn't be the best to ever give advice, I promise you. I would not. Right, yeah. If we can't join, ref. Likely we probably won't. If we can't get them in, some people got lucky to get in and not. If we can have the chance of stopping it now, I don't mind. In which case we could just divert to some lobbies. But I'm having faith that no, are you kidding? No, I don't want it. Now I don't want him to join. Now I don't actually want him to join. Josh, thank you for getting him in the session, but he's called Mike Crack. It's a late start, but we're cooking, Josh, and everyone who's trying to get in the lobby. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delays and errors. Please bear with us. Make sure you're in the NSL chat and ping me or Josh if stuff goes wrong, because we're probably gonna have to try and re-invite people midway for the session. Anyways, it's time to cook in a session. If you haven't clocked already, we can ready up and go. We're well past the time. Time for some actual racing action. The music can stop. We can stop waffling. It's time to go. As far as I know, there's no penalties that are coming through that have to be served at all, so it's clean. Wherever you see someone qualify is good. The racing should be clean and fine. We can just watch some action take place. We can't say a big up, Mike Crap. We can't do that. We can't do that. Right. Abrupt music pause, anyone? I'd say that's allowed. Let's abruptly pause the music. Alright, you know what, actually, while I switch over the face cam, not the face cam, my audio, I'll leave this music on for your headphones, because that's a good time. I really wish I had the Astro A50X, because then I wouldn't have to, I could just press a button and I'm safe, but I don't. Right, chat, briefly, as the lobby hopefully doesn't break while I turn away from the desk, I'll be back. How in this time has it not gone in yet? How is it not? Okay, fair enough. Wasn't interested in actually loading in. Just double check audio. I do. Thank you very much. Facecam is back. Hello. We're all in the session. Overcast session is in, but unfortunately, as GTR said, I'm actually just more worried about. I'm more worried about the session being stable. I'll be honest. Josh, see, I told you. EA know. Rain. EA know exactly how to deliver. As long as it's NSL, they just give me the action. Oh, we were there. So it looks like we got the sounds of a wet race coming through for the drivers. I really hope we don't have to restart during this. One, to save time and so we don't all get stressed out. Two, I just want to see the rain. I'm a big fan of rain affecting any NSL race. No one else is while they're watching, but it looks like we're going to have a dry quali, or at least a dry start. I doubt there's going to be rain in quali. It just looks overcasty, and someone probably would have shouted at me by now. Not bad. Anyways, yeah, normal session stuff. If you want an intro on how it goes, 18-minute short qualifying session. No Q. It says Q1 at the top left, but that's for some reason because they don't have a separate graphic for short quali, so they only have the real life Q1, Q2, Q3 graphics. But there is only one. That is a moment. That is a slight moment. Penguin Joe is on the track, ready to go and have a good session. Miss Russell, yeah, of course. Anyone's at me everywhere you like. If on Xbox, socials, that I publicly obviously show. I don't have any that I don't show anyways. Yeah, go for it. No stress. I'll always say as well, if I always forget to say it, I haven't done it in a while. Like, if you see me on a game and the game is like something someone plays and the lobby's open, feel free to join. I play COD a lot, unfortunately. As Josh and others well know, I play it probably far too much, but you see me in a game I'm playing, hop in. Not bad. Can I make a grand return to NSL? A grand return would require less crimes committed on the racetrack. I'm not gonna lie. How are you doing, by the way? Good to see you, of course. Hoping you're doing well. But yeah, it would need other things to change. Not the best, but I enjoy it. Yeah, it's fun. I might be a bit far too addicted to it again. Just a tad. But yeah, no. Same as always for anyone. You see me in a game and the lobby's open. Hop in. Have a good time. This obviously is a closed lobby for the people that have only signed up. It doesn't mean you have to be specifically somewhat good. I used to race in this league. I mean, racing in your own league sounds sketch. I don't know. It was a good time back then. Man. Improved massively. I mean, honestly, new season's coming around. We're not... New things can happen. New season's obviously going to be fresher on the new game, which I'll be here for. fresh start, fresh game, fresh new handling and all that good stuff, I assume, because they're marketing it differently, so I'm guessing it's different. It'll be a good time. We should see what Penguin Jelly's got in store for us. Like, we haven't seen him in the session for a while. That's some late breaking. He's missed the first part of the chicane. That chicane's very tricky around here. If you don't nail the first part, it's kind of just... or if you don't nail any part, it's a mess, but it's tricky. The track is... I know it's dry. It looks like it's recently recovered from wet. I think that's just visual graphics. I know it's not true, because on board it looks perfectly bone dry, but it looks like it's visually just... damp patches somewhere, but it isn't. I'm not trying to use that as an excuse for anyone who has a moment on the track, but I could pretend. It's fine. I think I don't know if I have notifications off on Xbox for that. I might do, but I can double check afterwards if you need. Won the No Rules League. We need an actual league win from ones with rules, though. With rules. We will probably do loads of open lobbies in between, and to be fair, if I see people in lobbies, Kieran has recently joined as well, which we're going to have a look on track, as Penguin Jelly should set a time of a 20.9 to start the ball off. Kieran's been in lobbies a lot. 19-1 from Wrong Pops on the board. Seen him in the McLaren lobbies. Lobbies are my own. And I knew he was clean. He's reserving for the first race in. And if his reserve race goes well, he's clean and good to go. But, like, if I know you already, then I'm kind of like, well, I'm quite not hesitant to let you in. Like, fine. You're all good. I just need to know you won't murder someone off the racetrack immediately. People like these won't. And that is a very tactical track usage. And he's kept himself going. Kieran's like, let's look at go 3 times on a board so far. 27, a 29, and a 91 leading the challenge from Ron in a Haas at the moment. Reserving a never race as he just wants to be here for the vibes and the chaos. Sure, that's what he does. See the track, look at that. It looks like it's just been damp before. I don't know why. We should wait Nange NSL and GTA 5. I'm not ever doing any of this jargon on GTA doing races. And I suspected I heard Josh was doing this. He is doing a lap on the medium to get a 3rd run in. Meanwhile, Kieran sets to 21.3 and goes 5th position. Josh on the medium tyres just to make sure he gets an extra run. I'm guessing he assumes he won't be needing them, and especially now this dry, wet race, start. Definitely won't be needing mediums or both sets of them. But yeah, I didn't really think that's a point. Normally when I do it, I'm like, mediums is good for a run, but since it's not going to be representative, there's no point. But then you want to get your eye in. Things make sense. Ethan sitting at 19.3 makes sense. We should probably actually watch a lap that's being set on the boards at the time. Let's go on board with Rowlick for a while and see what he can cook up on the session. Hopefully some actual good stuff. Everyone gets still in the pits. I was wondering like where his name was. I was like, I haven't seen him on a lap yet. Am I missing him? Is he even in the lobby? But he's still there. My strat will involve me putting C4 on Josh's cut. That's rude. Quite really, really rude. Don't do that. Definitely do not do that. Imprisonment. Aim for all the time. Appreciate it. We love it. All the good stuff. It's a wet setup on the Aston Martin. Pooch is out here for wet weather dominance. Obviously, part fame is on, so there's no possibility of you having to predict, you know... Well, not predict, sorry, just switch setups in between. An 18.918. I'm pretty certain we're going to be seeing some 18s, at least, from the cars once they get their best laps in. But obviously, PBs are difficult to do. You can have a PB that's easily done when you're just testing it. As soon as you go into the proper thing, you can easily bottle, make a mistake. You know all the things that can happen, so... It's different. All you got to do is be the best person setting a lap today. You don't have to be the best person setting a lap of all time out of everyone in the session. That's a different story as we see GB prepping the lap. I love this helmet camera. This camera's so good. Not used for anything else, but like for qualifying, it's not bad. It's not too shabby. We'll get to race... Again, I was going to say we'll get to race strategies later. I don't think this one's the best for any... much mixes up of 2-stops and stuff, really. There's variants of tyre strategies, but again, since there's rain at the start... The best strategies is just to transition from rain to dry, which I finally get to see in the flesh. Which will be not too bad, hopefully. We'll see. GB Snyder's out. Let's see how turn 1 goes. Where does he brake? And what top speed is he getting? I'm trying to keep an eye on that for later. It will give me an eye on what setups people are running wing-wise. One, got sort of 354 there. And the first few corners looked nice. I'll check out on Pooch's as he's claimed there is a wet setup on his in his car. We'll see how aggressively he's gone for that. I'm also not sure how wet is, as I believe, because I was just coming across the line with a 20.7. Goes 6th place, just ahead of his teammate by a 10th and a little bit. 3 cars left of laps. F1 Kid's out on the track as well to join him, and so is Ron and Raul, I believe. Is he rounding the corner to come into the pits? He is. We can go back all the Jibby for that. Not too bad. Lorenzina, what a cool name, by the way. That's it. Lorenzina's a sick name. Welcome into the stream. How you doing? I hope you are doing good. Welcome along to the beautiful NSL action, I hope. So it is. Much more speed than when we last came on board of him last time, obviously. Outlap compared to a full. You'd slightly expect that. I mean, if I didn't expect that, I'd be quite upset. Thank you for the follow as well. Lorenzina, you're legends. Hope you stick around with us for a good amount of time, and hopefully it's a fun amount of experience for you in the stream. We're a waffle merchant bunch, but we have a good time. Is this going to be a 19 or an 18 on the board? It's a 19.4, P4 just behind. Everyone's pretty close to their teammates. Well, the two people who can be close to their teammates are. The other two are on different tyres, so can't be yet. 19.4 to a 19.3 between GB and Ethan, and a 27 and a 29. Bits of gaps between the whole grid in general, if I get the proper gap between them all, which I can have there. 2.4 at the biggest, 2 seconds. It's a nice field spread. I liked having a field spread. I also like drinking some water, which I will do. I think a field spread's quite fun, just cause, as we think, many more cars come out, including the title protagonist. We love it. I like a close grid. I like an esports level grid. An esports level grid is fun because it's minimal mistakes. One person makes a mistake, you could be one of the top 5 drivers to be going out in Q1 if there's multiple whatever. I also like a mixed grid because it means it's like, I like tiers, especially for race strategy. I like the fact that the top, like in real life F1 with the teams being quicker, but obviously we don't have that. You can have like the top tier drivers who have to time their stops to fit in just before the next tier of people who are obviously rightly so fighting for where they're going. As F1 has rightly fought for 18.952 in second position. I heard quicker times meant to be coming from these guys, so I'm assuming they're taking the time to warm into it. That's how it is. Not too bad. But yeah, I just like the tiers. Just a little bit of a gap means you can't fully just rely on everyone doing the same thing. Someone's going to be thinking differently. Someone's going to make it interesting and mean you have to just have multiple things in the back of your head. It's a good time. Miss Frosty should stop drinking Iron Brew. No, you shouldn't. It's fine. You can drink it, just not too much. Oh. Everything's fine as long as... Well, not everything, but most things are fine in moderation. That's the only key. I would like to still watch a lap on with Josh's car, which he currently is on soft compound tyre final. How can I play? If you want in for the NSL League, specifically, open on as we do all the time, but for this specifically, as Rongo's pole position provisional with an 18.9. Okay. Exclamation mark NSL in the chat. It will link you to my Discord. It should be pinned at the top of the chat as well. Everyone's available to join. It's a community league for everyone in my community, so as long as you're in it, and you're not trying to ram someone off the road, you're all welcome. Don't have to be the quickest, slowest, whatever your pace is. If you're interested in hopping, you can do. We have it where you have to reserve a rate for one race first, just so we can prove you're not going to be bad, as in running someone off the road. And after that, I'll go for a full-time seat, and then you're all good to go. And especially if you do it from now, then you kind of already got an early setup for the next season, but obviously new season will start. But a fresh game, Josh going for the commitment over the first chicane, and you can, that's the way you can do it wrong. Not a waste of a set of tyres, but a waste of the peak of the brand new tyres there. That can happen. That can happen when you're not on it, on the job, or you just make... I mean, to be fair, that chicane is very difficult to nail. It doesn't really have a perfect line. It's just luck of the draw every single time you go for it. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Who is the next car we're going to be seeing crossing the line? That's... Oh, it's Kieran. I think it's Spurn at Parabolica, in fact. I do believe he was about to start a lap. Hopefully he's not damaged the rear wing there, because he has his battery pretty much full. He could probably still start a lap. It just won't be the quickest first sector. But he can do it. Josh will be now going again, I think. Once he gets a free one and a few more people are starting their laps too. God, 30 cans of it in my room as no one in my family drinks it. I hope the 30 are not like... I don't know what I hope, actually, of that. Don't drink too much. Just don't drink too much. Keep yourself not fully iron brewed out. It's not a sentence, iron brewed out. Let's say it is. Let's say it is. I wish I had paid attention to that straight line speed, and in fact I'm clipping that because I want to look back in a second. I must compare straight line speed between cars. This is an important thing. It's the only way I can test anything in comparison with setups. Raul looks like he's on a lap as well. A little bit further ahead. We'll compare sector times once we get to them. I think Raul already gone for his first sector. 26.199. And we've already missed Josh's because I was looking away again. But he's done a legal attempt through that chicane. I highly doubt that was the best because from what I looked like, that wasn't good. Tactically manages to stay out of the walls as I think I just saw Clownfish spun around, passed by that car. Penguin Jelly comes across the line to improve to a 20.3. Keeps himself in P7, but ahead of that mid-pack at the moment. Plenty of times on the board. Still to be improved on. We'll have to go on Rowlix first. He's going to be the next car to cross. Like Sector 1 and 2. I think that's just a car slow in the middle. Rouse into the pits. Not happy with his lap time. Deciding he wants to go on a fresh set of tyres later on. Burn off this attempt. Save himself some more precious seconds. Josh already wasted a few in his first attempt. Is he going to do the same? He is going to keep a lap time and go for it. 19 deads. 19.036. This is closer than expected. An 18.9 for 3 of the top 4, and a 19.0. This is what I like. It never works out perfectly on your first few runs, and then it puts pressure on your last run to be nailed. Because I guarantee all of these people could probably be like, I can go quicker than this. All of them probably think they can go quicker than this, and guarantee they can in normal times. But right now, they can't. Because they can't nail it just yet. This is why I love it. It was stressful when I've driven in leagues before having to nail that one time, but... For a spectator, this is great. What FPS am I on? I don't know. What do you mean? How am I meant to know what FPS you're on? You're the one running your... Oh, you mean on your console? Oh, you'll be on 60. You don't have a 120 monitor. I'm quite certain the 60 FPS 120 Hz thing is... Oh, see, it can do 120, but you don't... It depends what your monitor is. It's what your monitor's plugged in at. Yours is 60, so it isn't that. Yeah, what was I going to say? I swear it's refresh rate based anyways. But that's the same thing, regardless. There is that debate of the whole... Not debate, just pretty much confirmed by any esports driver, unfortunately. The 60 FPS 120 sort of Hertz thing between if curbs work normally or not. And this is a track that definitely shows that up if that is a thing. With the best, yeah, that's pain. That's pain. I know I run mine on 120, but I've driven them both. I'm not as sweat, so I can't tell the difference. But I know some people do. Those who've been around here just tend to struggle around Sector 2 and Sector 1 and Sector 3. I've been there. I haven't done a stretch, by the way. Sorry, I didn't realise I didn't do that. We can. It seems like a lot of people are doing shocking driving is to their own standards, which is what I like. Because it means they're all hunting for perfection and they can't leave anything on the table. You guys are rightly understanding that you're all stressed and you know you could do better, but I get that. For me, this is great. Right, Pooch is still not set a lap yet. He'll be watching UCL, actually. He's guaranteed what he's doing. But once he's finished watching that and find it's time to get out of the garage, he'll set a lap. One lap wonder as he normally does. Mercedes coming out of the garage as well. I believe that'll be Kizzo or Penguin Jelly. I'm not sure which one it is. It is Kizzo. Cars are slowly flooding out onto the track, and they'll only have one more lap to go. They've this much time left as people are leaving the garage now. There's time to do 2. You can make this attempt, you can bottle, and you should have enough time to run Raz back round and squeeze one more lap in. Won't be ideal, but at least you'll have an extra attempt to go. And ideally, they'll want to take this nice and easy as Kizzo is doing, just that. Don't burn out too much of the tyres. Do some typical brake warming. I like the feature. I still think it's more like game breaking than it is much of a feature. It is a feature, but it's not done well. Anyways, I'm suspecting I'll see a little bit of that to warm up the tyres and get the cars ready, and there we are. I'm seeing exactly that. No one on the lap just yet. The last few cars struggling out. The 2 Ferraris making their way out with how much time left if the yellow flags ever want to clear? 1 minute 47. Probably still enough time, but that's really cutting it close to... Well, to be fair, no. That's just one lap. That's just one lap time, actually. I stand corrected. Like, you will be only doing a singular lap. And that's it. Because even if you bottled, your lap to restart and everyone would still have to be at full speed. This might be a close call. Is all I'm saying. Gap at the front, just to show. 9 thousandths a second. 4 hundredths to third, and a 10th to fourth. And Ethan and GB and the rest still not too far away at all. Little bit of a split between them, but everyone's having a good time and everyone's feeling pretty close in the grid. I'm there. Pooch is on the racetrack and is about to start a lap on the board. He's not one of the first to do it, but he's one of the first we're going to have a little watch with since we've not seen him out all day. 2 cars ahead. I do believe that it was Kieran and F1 Kid. We'll get on board in a second. 354 kph down the straight again, and that is an apex well and truly missed. You can do a 1 lap wonder, save your tyres for the race, but there's the risk when you do that, you're not warmed in and ready to go. That might hurt his time a tiny bit. Kiro, how's his lap going so far? He's at 2 temps up on his best, which means right now he'll be aiming, if the rest of the laps stay consistent, at 21.1. which wouldn't be too bad. But the lap I'm eager to see, considering it's near the top of the board, which is also a little bit up in its second sector, is F1 Kid, who conveniently has a tiny bit of a toe to work with. Not too much, as I think he got out of the way. Half a tenth up. That's enough to go pole at the moment, if that's only the advantage he's keeping the entire lap. We'll stay on board as Sirius takes the tightest line down to the exit. He's obviously not going to be pitting. He could go again if he wanted. I doubt he will. He's going to set an 18.808 on the board to go provisional pole by exactly a tenth, in fact. Exactly a tenth. Not too bad at all. Kira's going to come across line to try and improve his lap as well, and he will be setting himself a 20.8, massively improved, but does unfortunately only stay 10th position. Pooch! On the boards, one lap wonder. 19.9, Aston Martin get a 7th position out of it, not too bad. What's the next car that's going to come across? It's going to be Kizzo. Positions are slowly settling in, the top runners are on their way around their laps. We're not checking in until they get closer to the third sector though. We'll see what goes down. Kizzo's going to try and see what this man can do. The checker flag is now out. No one can set any more laps. At 20.7, and never, a lot of 20. This is close. At the 2 sets of the grid, which I hate to say it's 2 sets, as Couch is also invalidated. That's a stopped Rowlick. I guess he's invalidated or messed up his lap somewhere because he won't be setting another lap, and neither will Josh. Both of the pair of them not setting anything valid or representative at the moment. Is down to the Ferraris to try and dethrone anything. Ethan's invalidated as well. Everyone's messed up their laps at the biggest moment. GB's not had enough. Ron's the last car, he's not doing it. Is that it? That is your qualifying session, unless no one else is going to do a lap, because every single person has either had a mare somewhere, or just had no more pace to deliver. F1 Kid's on pole position for the Italian Grand Prix. Ron in second place on a reserve spot. Raul in P3. Every single car except F1 Kid bottled. F1 Kid was the only person who came out and actually improved their time. Ron decided not to, well, Ron probably didn't want to, didn't need to. I'm not sure what happened. I think he did invalidate too. Raul invalidated or messed up somewhere. Josh did the same. The Ferraris didn't improve. That is interesting. That really was one of those days where just everyone refused to do a lap. Let's have a look at the order so you can see it properly on the screen. That was not bad of a qualifying session. I would have liked to have seen some exchanges of quick lap times at the end, but if we're not doing that, then game's the game. 18.808 at the top leaves F1 Kid to pole position for the Williams, which is good for his title if he wants to start making inroads. It's a big gap for him to gain, so we'll see if that starts happening for things first. Ron in second place, a 10th behind exactly, and a 10th and a bit is Rowlick in P3, Josh in 4th place. I'll qualify by his teammate for the first time in a hot second. It's been a while, I think, since I've seen that. Ethan P5, GB in 6th position. Then a little bit of a gap to Pooch in 7th, Penguin Jelly 8th, Kizzo, Cloudfish, and Kieran wrapping out the order so far. It's a bit of a split between 2 halves of the grid, but the 2 halves of the grid seem fairly close together, not too split apart. So I feel like that whole 2-tier sort of, not 2-tier, because that sounds like, that's rude. Just a 2 split. I like the sounds of it for the race strategy. We'll see how that runs. That sprint broke my rear wing, completely messed. I thought so. I saw the rear wing tap and I was like, I really hope that hasn't given damage, because I don't remember if that's fixable in the pits or something. I don't remember if it is in the long license. That's paid. That's paid. It happens. Mistakes can happen. It's a tricky track sometimes. Few corners, but few corners means more risk of one of them messing up your day permanently. This is where we capitalise. Pooch will be there. Maybe he's leapfrogging? What's the word? That's not the phrase or word at all. Sandbagging. Leapfrogging is what I meant to say, definitely. 100%. Emot, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you've been doing good. I'm having a happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having the same. Hope if it's not Tuesday for you, in fact. Time zones mean it could be probably Wednesday. If it's still Monday, that's crazy. The fact it's even possible. Anywhere in the world, but it's fine. Inter to dry. I wish it was full wet. It is only intermediate rain, but it's a shame. I'll take what I can get. Have no clue how long the transition is going to take between this weather, but it does mean it's going to be a little bit mixy for the crowds. Trying to remain in that Lego grind is something I cannot be against at all. What's going on with the Lego grind, man? Let me hear it. Right. Let's have a time, as Ron has refused to follow the order properly. I really should be. I know it's a minor thing, but it stresses me out when everyone just refuses to actually do the formation lap in the correct order. Everyone just boggers off and just goes in some random position. Well, now said I'll draw, if I can actually ever remember to do it. But right now, I guess it's not. Right, race strategies is irrelevant. The ones I was going to bring you for normal stuff, until we see when it dries. And the one the games are saying is irrelevant because it is going to dry, so... There's absolutely nothing we can say. Because I was left a session, I hope that's not a multiple people I'm about to see leave. I will ping him an invitation to hopefully get him back in. See if that works out. I hate the sound of it, but I think he should have enough time to possibly get in. I'm going to ping him one more invite. I hope for the best. I hate the idea of someone being left out on the start, not being able to actually get their car in. So, 2 invites pinged in. I hope the formation up is going extremely slow. Using my lunch break to build them Crown Elf. That's... Yeah, I need that. I do need that. I've got one. I need to buy a McLaren Lego. I don't know why I don't have one. I have a Porsche 963, which looks sick. Is it even indicated? There it is. It's very... The light's making it very, very bright because it's directed a massive light, but it looks very, very good. But I need more for the Speed Champions. Move me more. Life went out of paint. Kids, let me know if you cannot back it, like, when you need a never invite, if those don't work. I'll ping you one mid-race if you need. Apologies that it's happened. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but I feel bad. Let me know if you can get back on, and we'll sort it. Right. In the meantime, hopefully it won't be too long until we get the rest of the cars settled onto the grid. Is there anything else I need to pop on the screen? I don't think so. We've got all the cars prepped and ready to go. It's all about when that rain decides to stop falling and when it decides to dry up. It doesn't look too wet, so it doesn't look like it's going to be waiting too much longer for anything to happen. F1 Kid on the start. Hopefully going to lead away and keep himself in the lead by turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 and 2 is going to be tricky, but we'll find out. After briefly being put into first place for a second, that's not ideal. Anyways, we've got some lights. I can't see them for some reason, so I'm going to go on the onboard, and we are racing in Italy. In Monza. The game's insistent on this camera for some weird and odd reason, but regardless, we're underway. Let's see how turn 1 goes for all the cars, as that's the camera it's choosing. Why? I don't know. Right. I was prepped for this to possibly happen, and it has happened. Let's just focus on the lead for now. Thank you for the Prime sub. You're a legend. I appreciate you. I hope you are doing well. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see the restart, which is incredibly chaotic. Side by side, Williams has been tagged by Raul, and I think both of those might have a bit of damage from it. No safety car or anything at the moment. I saw Raul's car, I don't think it was his teammate Josh, tag him just slightly. That's pain. That looked a bit hectic into turn 1. Ron, as I was trying to point out, though, has just cut turn 1. You can't do that in NSL, is the point. Just to let you know, you can't do that. It's not allowed. But it has happened, and I don't know why. It's okay. I was hoping that wouldn't. I was hoping this wouldn't get forced off the road as well. Clownfish and Cuz are having a bit of a moment, trying to go side by side for Oscari, but they're still going. F1 Kid about a Grand Slam with Dusty League. Right. Dusty Trim League is rude. Plan A is elite in open lobbies. Plan A cannot be ran ever in NSL. I feel like that might be the first and last time you've ever seen that get run in NSL ever again. Well, I'm going to have to say in the lead is going to still be Josh. He's within 10 seconds as the gap is also briefly doing... How is it briefly saying 1 minute plus? The gaps are struggling to comprehend what is actually happening on the boards. Like, really struggling. But Clownfish and Co are still behind. Yes, Kiz's AI is generally in 7th place, by the way, just to point out. It is indeed a feat. Turn 1 project. Yeah, I appreciate that. Sorry, a lot of action was happening at the exact time. I couldn't really focus on it enough, but I appreciate the love regardless. Anyone who's ever subbed, any point, top legends. Rowlet dropping the rear locking as always. Yeah, it seems... I mean, everyone's on the lead lap. I was worried it was going to pop someone off the lead lap, but the game is just not having its best day as F1 Kid makes his way back up a position into P8. Don't think I've seen anyone pit, except Penguin Jelly, who is now coming out of the pit. So no one's damage is worthy enough of doing anything else on the track. Yeah, apparently leader gaps are just completely and utterly bugged. Because there isn't a minute gap between them. They aren't a lap behind. Okay. That's going to be tricky. Are we going to have to do manual timing or something to make this work? Is that actually what's going to have to happen? As the Ferraris are now switching position with an AlphaTauri, Raul gets his way up into P3. That's going to be a bit close. Fastest ever, 28.2 coming through. I'm hoping once they get across the line again, It gives me a better attempt at who's actually in what order time-wise, and there it is finally doing that, thank God. I was hoping that wasn't going to stay the same way the entire way around. 9 seconds to the front, the rest is normalising. The lobbies are really scaring me today. Nothing's running coherently. We can actually have a sit-rep of where everyone's got to and where everyone's been position change-wise from the start. Runners game 1 illegally, and I'm not really going to be surprised if I hear stewards. I don't really think anyone needs to report it, but if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's... Yeah. We move. Penguin just had a spin, I think, for Ascari, but he's still going, thankfully. To the point, the position gaps are looking difficult and tricky to call out. But either way, Josh is getting 2 rounds in the same position as he was. Contact's being made by him in another car, and I'm sure the stewards will have to hear about it soon. I don't know. Ethan, GB, Pooch, and Kiz have all at least gained 1 thanks to the spin also of F1 Kid, who is still behind 7 down, as there's the never pit for Penguin Jelly, unfortunately. Carfish and Kieran also gained 1. Pretty much mostly for spins so far. Nothing else major's happened, and we might as well leave position change on because there's nothing much to report on tyre strategies. And the pen, there's only 1. He's retired in the pits. Penguin Jelly's calling it a day for now. I guess it's been a tricky race, which it has looked, unfortunately. Fair enough. I rate the F1 24 standard edition cover. It looks good. I do like it. I like that they're now just putting, well, I know they're not putting a champion on the front cover because they've got the Champions Edition for that, but it looks nice. I'll give them that. They've done well with the last few covers. I've been quite a fan of those. Unfortunately, the covers is not solely the game, but like, regardless, it's been good. I've got to take some goodness where it can come from, as that looks like Pooch possibly prepping a move. Isn't going for it because he's hopefully going to get back in touch with his car, and technically he's only lost 1 position. I mean, gained position. He's net up just with the DNF, so he'll take not losing too much time, but obviously he could have done even more if he was actually at the wheel of the car at the time as well. We'll see. Ferrari is currently the closest to Raul, and this is the next closest battle. But if you overcook the chicane like that, you're going to lose yourself some time, but he might have just got away with not losing time or anything, really. Like, he made the mistake, but the position kept the same, and I think he's okay. That's probably just about even as it was before. That's a snap and a half, as he's low on low on fuel. I think fuel usage-wise is quite neutral. It's kind of just fine to fuel as normal, and that's a slow moment for GB going through the corner. I don't know if I saw Ferrari specifically making contact anywhere, but that's low grip, and Pooch did say he had a full wet setup ready to cook and go, and it looks like he's using it to a good advantage. There's plenty of time for that to still change. Kieran getting his 3-second time penalty for track limits. Those can definitely happen today. It's not an easy track to stay away from those, so we might see those leak into the league in a little bit. Josh and Ron's pace seems pretty even, though. The gap stayed pretty much at 9.2, 9.1, 9.3 range all the time so far, so it's not really doing much of a change. Getting bored of Ethan now. He's the lead Ferrari, got a big bit of a gap, and doing well. I may rate the cover because 3 of my 6 favourite drivers are on there. Who are the 6? Who are the 6 in total? Not bad 3 picks on the front cover, I will give them that. Your favourite insult for short people is Pipsqueak. One that is smaller. I'm gonna remember that one for certain people. I'm gonna remember that one for sure. I will be there. Who's the second victim? That's Rufy. Who's the second victim with a track limit penalty to their name? In the wet too. Just means there's more margin that you have to be stressed with of keeping to the walls, the line, the gravel, the grass, whatever's alongside the track with you at the time. Can happen at any time. Ethan's a second down, dropped a couple attempts or so to rally the cars ahead. No DRS to save anyone too. You make an error and think, I've just got DRS to pull myself a little bit back along, or you've got none of that. You've got a yellow flag for, I think that must have been Clownfish making a slow move. I'm not too sure which of these two recovered. But they both look like they're up to speed now regardless. No damage on a car or anything that I'm seeing. Clownfish going a bit wide in Ascari again. I'm not sure if that gives you a penalty because you lose so much time if it's just like, well, it's not bothered. Might set up Kieran for a move shortly, though. I mean, a position's a position, even if it's at 10th place. 10th place is points, and 9th place is double points. Double anything is normally a fairly good sign. I won't lie, so we'll see. Both kind of close, both seasons, both right. Nice. Can't complain with that. I love auto drivers pretty much in all those games, so yeah, I'm there for it. I'm there for it indeed. Oh, hello, GB. Oh, hello, Pooch. The position has been switched around. Looks like someone's not had a very good first few corners. GB's got himself back ahead, and that's not too far away, though. And he braked late last time. He's going to have a good hold of the anchors this attempt. Well, GB goes a little bit deep into the corner. Pooch didn't have the best exit himself. He didn't capitalise enough. I think he had a perfect run. He's there. Bit of leapfrogging might happen around here. Not surprised that would have been a never warning as well. Expecting F1 Kid to slowly cruise, and he had about a 4 or 5 second gap. He's down to 2 seconds for these cars. He'll be wanting to just make his way back up the pack, as we've got a, what, 19-second gap to the rest of the cars. One thing I can take from the strategies that I can look at and actually use for today is the pit loss gap, which I believe is about 24 seconds. So anyone but more than that is already going to come up behind any leaders at, well, first place at the front who pits. Random one has 10 seconds, but it's not going to serve it anywhere, so now it's just going to add on to his race time. That is still racing normally in the meantime, so that's good news to see. But yeah, that's going to factor in for where no one's going to pit in. F1 Kid's going to drop out away from the back and is going to hope there's a safety car VSC to mean at least it's a cheaper stop when he does it, or that he just mainly gets back close to any other cars. And speaking of close to cars, through Parabolica we're getting moves set between the McLaren and the Williams. Kieran gets himself into P9 ahead of Clownfish. He was getting caught in the Williams, but if you've got straight line speed and battery to burn, then it might just switch itself around. Side by side through turn 1 and 2 is a little risky, but if they can pull it off nicely, it's going to go too well. Looks like he's yielded the position. Kieran's going to take that one ahead. So far, it's clunky. It's always clunky in these first few corners, and I don't think this battle is anywhere near done just yet. This is fun. This is fun to watch. Williams takes the position back ahead. It's up into P9 again. Late braking is an option, but in the rain, do you want to risk it? Makes himself think about it in the mirrors. And he may have thought about it a bit too much. He has a massive slapper into the corner. But there just wasn't any time to gain the position, or any space to gain the position. He's locked it entirely. He's locked up all the front wheels entirely. I think that's an ABS moment if I've ever seen it. That is pain. That is absolute pain. No safety or VSC is going to recover pretty quickly, so it's safe. Oh, that's unfortunate. They were both going so well, both pushing each other hard, but I think that's just a pure lockup on the front tyres with ABS, and now he's got to be careful that he makes sure he doesn't whack it into an everwall on the way back through. I think he would have loved the safety car to just cut his loss as well, because the more time he well, not waste, but has to spend coming in, that's going to be trickier. It looks like he's recovered and found it. That's unfortunate. It was a nice battle, but it's... the ending wasn't the best, I think, for Kieran, but he gave it a go. Still plenty of time to see if anything else happens. But... sorry, I'm trying to hold like a yawn mid-sentence. He will have time to try and make something work. Might pre-order to F124. I hope... I'd wait until there's some more information for a little bit. I mean, don't tell me... don't let me influence how anyone spends their money on games and stuff. I always like to... I can't say for F1 anyways, because I pre-order immediately because I'm a content creator and I have to play it, but... like, for games and otherwise, I like to hear some stuff about it before I'm like, I want it. I don't let myself get too excited, because just in case it's not worth it. But I'd hope it is. I hope it is worth it for a pre-order. Gotta go a lap down. He could possibly do that, in fact. We'll have a look where the leaders are coming through. As Ron, unfortunately, might, yes, put him a lap down purely because of him having 10 seconds extra in the lead. If he didn't have that penalty and cutting turn 1 entirely, he probably could have... let's see if he could have. Let's see if he might have been able to get away ahead of the rest of the cars. Because otherwise, Ron and Sco would have just been here. That's really painful. I think he is going to just come out ahead. It is going to be tight to turn 1. He would have possibly just come out ahead. It would have been tricky because he would have had to have the pace to stay ahead of them and pull away, in fairness, which does make your life a little worse. Unfortunate scenes, unfortunate scenes. There's the close gap on the board. Sorry, it's flicking through the cameras. Pooch has gone deep and braking again. Pooch and braking! This wet setup ain't working with the brakes today. Brakes are not doing well. F1 Kid's getting himself a little closer now. Might set himself up on a move for the Aston Martin shortly. On Mike. Mr. Mike. Just call him that. It's easier, it's easier. Overwatch play? No, I haven't played Overwatch in a hot second. It's been a long time since I played that. I'm also not good at it. I don't understand enough of it and I'm not good at it. It's pain. I hate Raid. Kieran the lines, man. It happens, it happens. A lot of everyone else is not the biggest fans of Rain, and this can always happen to someone. Shame happens to you, but Don't let it get you down. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time in races. Got it as a birthday gift, so I'm just taking a chance of this and this discount. Oh, of course, yeah, of course you can get a little. Yeah. Can't miss out on advantages like that. There's another 3-second penalty for Pooch. Is that his second? Am I right in saying that's his second? It is! 2! Okay, and it looks like F1 Kit might just set up a move into Parabolica before he even gets to the main pit straight. How hard is he going to make him work for it? Now, if he's got a more wet setup, he surely will have not a slippery car down the straight. Actually was deployed from both of them, and F1 Kid's going to deploy even more. Is that going to be enough? Pooch is not responding. Looks like he's happy to sit behind on this one. Maybe just laying a move without any of the battery. Oh, and he's outbraked himself slightly. Had to cut the corner, so I think purely just avoid contact, nothing more. I respect him firming the penalty there just to make sure he didn't hit another car. Braking is not working well there, though. Yeah, sometimes the safer option is the better one, even if it involves a total of 11 seconds of penalties out of track limits. Purely track limits, nothing else, nothing more. He has an entire front wing on his car, just to check. I wouldn't comment on it, sorry, too much. Just specifically because he said he had a wet setup. So it's fine. New season means new update. Ah, fair enough, of course. Big up to that. He's caught that slide well. Sorry we're keeping so much eyes on him now, but I just gotta make sure he's doing well. We'll keep an eye on F1 Kid's progression too. Playing in Canadian dollars, which championships cost 97.94. Produced a recent fall against US dollar. That's not. Oh. Listen, don't complain. Don't complain. Listen, if it's cheaper, it's cheaper. Right? It's a bargain. It's a bargain. 3 days early access and all that good stuff for a dollar more. I would take that. I would take that if that's up your alley for that one. Not too bad. Pit stops are being made. Now I'm not seeing a DRS enabled sign, but I have not been paying enough attention to the track, and it is definitely stopped raining. Run on to the medium tyres. Not doing anyone into the pits. We're going to Josh onto the mediums as well, even onto the hard compound tyres. I want to say that might be a bit safe, but fair enough. Maybe saving the medium for later, but if you're only going to have one stop, then that's probably not the best. But the game's a game either way. Stops are being made on the racetrack. Ron is out onto the track once again. Got an 11-second lead at the moment to the rest of the cars. 3 cars at the front still not pitted yet. Now, if it's just about transitioning, then there's absolutely a chance that the only way you're going to get beaten in the stops is just undercut versus anything else. If it's not there yet, then the dry tyres might start losing some time, and anyone ahead might be able to gain a couple seconds on them. I was wondering to see if Josh or Ron at the front would go alternate and change anything up. They've decided to stay the same. So it's purely pace-wise between the two on the same struggles if they both have it. Fair enough. Definitely could gain a bit here. We get a leader gap on the board here, just so we can see who's got a mathematical gap to the front. Anyone pits from the front from where Raul is, he would just ping in behind Josh and Ethan still. It's definitely drying. It's definitely there. I don't know if he's pitting in immediately. He is. So unless I'm blind, have I not seen DRS enabled? The marks just said it, but no one else is going for it at the moment. That's that's Kieran coming. I'm so used to seeing Kizzo in the McLaren as well. With GB following him as well. So no one left on the intermediate tyres. Everyone is now in off them onto some form of dries, and pretty much everyone is on a medium bar 3. Ethan, Cloudfish and Kieran onto the hard tyres to play it safe, guaranteeing they're making it to the end. And so is F1 Kid. They all might get to the end regardless, but I assume the hards won't have to be worried about tyres as much during the time. I'm trying to clown show the Twitter notice. Admins have a good time over there. Admins everywhere on any McLaren Shadow social have far too fun of a time. It's not a bad thing. That's absolutely fine. That's Kieran, I think, just having a little stumble over the curbs. But he's all good. He's all good. Still going on the racetrack. A lap down's painful. Is probably the most painful thing. I wish there was an unlapped mechanic with safety cars that actually fully literally let someone pass, because otherwise it's nigh on impossible to get back out of a lap ahead of anyone else. The only way you can hope is that someone else goes a lap down, you can race them, or well, that's it. But at least if he stays where he is and finishes the race, it's still a point. It's still P10. And it's an unlucky day, but that can happen to anyone, so it's fine. The Yellow Saga in Sector 1, I think that's what Cloudfish has had a moment coming out of the... Is that fresh out the pits? I don't think so. He's had to stop in. So that's just pain. Just a painful little moment. Which how he went that wide? That I'm confused about. We'll go back to the interval gap since that's probably the more pressing thing. Fastest lap coming from Ron in the car. 11-second gap. Now, I don't condone the idea of the whole Plan A thing, but I have to comment on what I'm seeing before any stewards and stuff get involved, obviously, as Josh decides to respond with his own fastest lap of the race. But the whole Plan A strat is probably benefited. Actually, let's probably think about these two first, as Raul gets himself back into P3 ahead of Ethan down the straight. That might switch around a bit, but I think the medium tyres should have a good enough advantage to pull away. Managing traction well. We'll see if there's a setup of a move just yet. No battery use from Raul, but he doesn't have much left. Ethan gonna have a little look as Raul slowly guides his car to the left to get out of the way and then slowly moves it around it. Probably just on the line of cheeky movement, but it's probably just about fine. He's slowly moving his car all over the racetrack is all I'll say. I mean, I respect it because I definitely see other people trying it, but the car behind probably ain't too happy. It's all good. But yeah, we'll see if he can keep up. Then he still gets himself a chance later on with DRS. That's a wide moment. He's going to definitely lose a tenth or two. 3 tenths, I think, max. Can be a pain. The F1 kid into the pits again. This has not been his day. Why is he in the pits again? I want to see if that was for a front wing. Has he had a front wing change in any of these stops? He has. So he must have broke it on his last way around, and I'm not sure where he did, because I don't believe he's made contact or got close to a car. Maybe on the way into the pits in the first time? I'm not sure, and he thought he was changing it. I don't know, but regardless, he's had to pit again. He's gone and switched to the mediums, but now he's back where he was when he first got pinned around. It wasn't really his fault the first time, I don't think. And now he's down in ninth behind his teammate by a good couple seconds. That fastest lap, by the way, he's going to keep trading the entire time. When I first got a like replying to one of my tweets from a clown, I cried, "Oh, don't, no, stop. That's cute. Admin's making people's days. I like that. That's good. I don't know why I feel bad, but that's a good thing. Crying can be good, Jack. It can be good and as well as bad. We love it. I'm glad the admins are making people's days. Instead of stressing my day out and playing a difficult game out climbing. That's not bad. Yes, they do that to me. Pretty rude. Right. Maybe for the third time I can actually comment on this race thing before someone decides to make a move, which I guess is good for the people. But Josh does need to get within 10 seconds, is my point. Because that start, despite the fact that it's not good, probably still gained more than 10. Like, overall, or is held more than 10 seconds of gap. He had 9 and a bit before, but, like, overall, you're going to keep thinking that's why the gap's still there. May's falling over here as well. Thank you very much, mate. It's good to see you. I was like, hang on, what stream are you on? I appreciate it a lot. Welcome over to my personal waffle place of worship. Worship? Don't call it worship. That's the wrong thing. I hope you're doing good. Those exclamation marks looking suspiciously like ones. I'm kidding, it's all good. It's good to see you. I hope everything's fine today. For the 6th time, I can't talk about this race strategy. I actually get far too easily distracted. Josh needs to catch 10 seconds. That pen might have got Ron more of an advantage, is all I'm saying. Josh probably knows that, and that's why he's picking in fastest laps. And so far, as I've been trying to say it 60 million times, I think Josh is doing just that. 10.2, he's not too far away. F1 Kid's finally ahead of his teammate again, and will be making his way back up the pack. But he's got 20 second gap to the next car alone. Oh my sweet Jesus! I've just seen Clownfish. Oh, that's pain. Oh, I've just seen an outrageous crash. How has he lost it there? Oh my lord. Yeah, Clownfish has to be fuming at that one. I'm assuming he just dropped it on the exit, but how his rear right came off. Virtual safety car is out. No full anywhere on the grid. There's a chance for someone to change their tyres if they really want to get a cheap stop in. No closing into the grid, but that's a Williams out of the race, down to 9. That looked confusing. I just saw that in the bottom of the screen, just a little bit, and I just saw the front wing the rear right get clipped. Painful scenes. I thought Ron would have thought about pitting there, but again, the 11-second gap is not really. He needs that. Like, he needs that entirely, or else he won't keep the lead to try and get anywhere near the win. That's pain. Anyone else going to opt to take a stop? I'd assume Josh probably can't, because he knows he needs to keep the pressure on. The car's behind. Could think about it? I don't know. I think everyone just wants to make sure that pressure's on the car ahead of them, so they won't consider doing it. But that was an interesting one, though. Not too bad. Had an F3 like my story. I loved that. That's great. But wait, who's liking the stories? That's good. That's sick, though. That's sick. 69 bits have been dropped in from Renee. Support tokens for Mystery Mania has seemingly taken a shower because he do be washed. Well, he'd be clean. Is that a good washed or a bad? What wash does that mean? Take a drink, as no one decided to opt to go into the pits. And everyone's restarted and got pretty close on the racetrack as Ethan has restarted his charge. I'm mentioning my hair a lot today. An interesting thing. Kieran's got a 3-second pen again onto his car. I believe that is his second, if I'm right. It is indeed. So 2 for Pooch, 2 for Kieran, and Ron obviously collecting a few. Thank you very much for the bits. I don't know if it requires them. We'll find out. I mean, everyone in N bottled qualifying today. Everyone. So I think everyone as a whole needs that. Aranis is also washed because it crashed for the first time ever. Also put my graphics a lot higher. FPS went from 80 to 165. Wait, you went higher and you increased FPS? You've just been limiting yourself for no reason. Use your PC, man. Use your PC. Oh, he has made it crash. So, use your PC in moderation? I guess? I hope it stopped crashing. Is that a crash mid-race? Because if so, that's pain. That is definitely pain. I hope that just crashed in like a practice session or something where it didn't really matter. We'll see, we'll see. That's a purple sector, by the way, for Ethan. On that final sector, not too bad. I don't know if that final sector includes the DRS zone in the second. I think it doesn't, so... That was pure restart pace that Ethan had on his car. He gets DRS on the main straight, but that's obviously in Sector 1. Onto the new lap. Who's getting the fastest lap of the race? Again, split between some of the cars. Aston Martin looking like they're trying to bring a point home. Well, 6th place worth of points. Plus an extra point. So 9. 9? 9. Good. To make sure I remember how many points anyone gets for each position. If he even keeps some consistent laps in, he looks like he has had the edge pace-wise, just he's on the wrong tyre at the moment and making an error or two too many. Just purely from what I've seen in the last few. Maybe Raul's not worn back into it yet and he might start stretching his legs again. And I assume they both know that they're within a second and just teetering in and out of it as I saw both of them deploying battery. They're both aware they're trying to get away from each other. Who's going to make the trend go, as that's 9 seconds now for Pooch total. And never 3 for his car. It's not it. It's really not it for him today. Lead gap at the front to make a point of it. That is now. In fact, I can probably leave. And it was on. We'll focus on tyres and stuff later on. There's only a few on the hard tyres. With those 10 seconds, Josh needs an extra second of pace somehow in this. The most painful thing for Ron, although probably deserved with him cutting the entire corners, Raul had literally no battery going at the end of that straight before he braked. He's pushing. Is Ethan doing the same? Yes, he is. But yeah, if there's a safety car, Ron's done. And that cheating advantage has completely been negated, and he won't even... Well, it's an advantage that he's just managed to get an extra second or so on, and it stayed the same. Without it, he probably would have still been near the front, but now he's not had to deal with anyone racing him. Which Josh would probably like, if I had to race him, he'd be done. No DRS. He'd have DRS after, wasn't a 10-second gap, so... We'll see. Yeah, Renee, he plan A'd it. He completely just cut turn 1 entirely. Like, absolutely entirely. You know, the straight and open lobbies. I'm actually about to... I mean, I've seen it work in every open lobby because it's literally a foolproof method. In a race, I thought... If I ever see it, which I hope I don't, and I have now, and it's the last time I'm seeing it, there's absolutely no way in hell this will actually win a race, because pit stops will change stuff, you make too many mistakes, you have to be far too consistent, and there's always a chance of a VSO, a safety car, just sneaking someone a little bit closer, and then you're done, because you can't respond at all. It's so far going okay. So in remarkable circumstances, he actually might pull it off. Actually, what onto him would be too funny. He could still pull it off. Josh, probably for the... I'm hoping for the greater of good. He's going to try and not let that happen. I mean, anyone I'd like to not let that happen, just because I don't want to see that part of it get the win. But in fairness, Ron winning would still be on pace. He's had to deliver the pace for the rest of the race. So in both ways, it's bad and it's good. I don't know. It's a tricky thing to think of. Who's getting 9 seconds of penalties is not... It's absolutely unacceptable. Kidding. It can happen. Monza is tricky. And I assume one of these two, at a guess, might be some of the next cars to do it. That was a wide moment from Ethan's car. He's going to lose a 10th or so. And just, thankfully, was before the detection point. Done that a little bit earlier. Like, well before the detection point. And that could have resulted in out of DRS for the next point of the track. Seems to be saving that hard tyre at the moment. The longer that Raul can't dispatch of this hard tyre runner, has a moment and a snap, but keeps just close enough. And might start to dump battery to get away, but he's got more, but he's just not got enough to straighten the speed, pace-wise, to get away. Those two will go again for another lap. But I'm expecting one of these two to possibly get a track limit. That's all I'll say. They're fighting closely, and they're both under some pressure. It surely could happen. I'm not saying it will or it has to, but it could. Just finishing building the elevator. We'll post bits in Discord. Nice. I'll be excited to see them. We love that. We love to see it. How long did that take? How long did that take? 6 attempts gap coming through to them. Well, where's the next closest gap? The next closest gaps are all massive. All of them. I mean, one of them would be small, but I can't see it because it's got a big 10-sec pen on it. I'm hoping there's no desync, so it suddenly looks like it's Ron's winning, and in the last second it's Josh's. I have absolutely no clue. Losing the rear a little bit. This, I need to see. One of them surely is going to crack soon, is my thinking. I don't know when, but one of them will. And longer it goes on the medium tyres, if no one wants to crack, will be the thing to crack anyways. If it's not going to be the driver, it'll be the car. In... How long are these tyres been on for? Quickly check. I like leaving penalties on just for the meantime. Maybe another 4 or so laps. Might just see something different happen. The gap at the moment is 6 attempts. That's the best it's been coming through that sector. We've seen as big as 8 attempts coming through here. If he even gets a good run, these two can have a nice reunited attack. As it goes well when these two are on the racetrack. Raul got penalised last start in Austria for stuff. Well, not last time. The time before, sorry. For actions that happened between these two that Ethan had no fault in, as the steward said. They have the good time when they're on the racetrack together. That's a cool camera, by the way. This might not end well if it goes clean, and that's some nice traction from the pair of them. That must be pain when you're not following a car so closely and you nail a section like that is the perfect corner, and you just watch the other car nail the exact same set of corners, so you gain nothing. You don't lose anything, but you don't gain anything either, and it's like, well, what did I do that for? When you think you've nailed it, you assume the other person has to make a mistake or just do significantly worse, but when it goes well for you and the other person, then you're just having to sit in a stalemate. Or getting every 3 seconds penalties and collect 12. Hooch, if he keeps getting any more, is going to... Mark's going to start warning him of a DSQ, or Kizzo might start passing him on pure gap. 18-second gap to him, but after the pen, that's only 6. If that changes, then, listen, Kizzo might be out for a P6 out incidentally if stuff goes wrong. We'll see. Now we've got 4 tenths of a second gap. Meanwhile, gap to the front two is also about 4 tenths. It's pain. Even if this track works with the top two, I wish I'd have seen that happen on, like, together on track, because that would have been a cool little battle now. 4 tenths looks like this going on to turn 1, if you want to have a look. The US Open, 44% battery, 46 for Raul. We're going to see it off-board. If he can pull off a move, he gets himself set to go down the inside. And he has the move so far done. Both of them making the corner nicely. Now is the moment you want someone to make a mistake on traction, or not. Maybe Raul had a slightly wider moment as he was adjusting his line, but I think they both had a clean run for it. So maybe we're going to see the reverse. Middle sector DRS zone to set them up for the final straight. As they go again, Raul making sure his nose is seen in the mirrors. It's a little different now with the tyre strats, as one's on a hard tyre and one's on a medium. It means it's at least a tiny bit different if the mediums are starting to go off and they're still not the fastest tyre yet, or at the best, they're even. It's way more on the driver and slowly becoming more on can Raul just keep up with that tyre. Josh, for the first time, has just ticked himself under 10 seconds. That might be a race against time as Raul is pushing Ethan through the middle sector. This might be a race against time to see how consistent Josh can be, because he just has to keep it going. A tenth of a mistake gives the win to Ron here. You can't see this happen. This gap is monumentally closer than the last time we saw it, so I think there's going to be some battery usage happening and probably a bit open DRS and probably a move very early on as Raul looks like he's about to set himself up for a move down the main straight. Is he even going to bother defending it this early on? I don't think he is. We leapfrog again. Raul into P3 onto the podium, Ethan into 4th place. Again, one of these two or both could be close to warnings. I'll have a little check if I get a moment to breathe as the front two order is back above 10 seconds, 10.039. Josh must be the most stressed he's been, despite the fact he can't see the car he's racing. The guys behind are fighting, so he doesn't have that stress. The car ahead of him, that he's directly fighting closely, he can't see, but is directly in a fight with, and he's driving very consistently, but has just gained 4 tenths out of nowhere, and I'm gonna assume Ron's made an error somewhere on the track. Probably through the Lesmo 1 and 2, but he's still going. But yeah, it's so stressful you can't see your opposition, and you just have to know you need to keep nailing something, and you haven't got a visual reference to it. Okay, a bit closer now, a bit further away. Some people struggle with that, I guess. Some people probably like the clean air to just work their business, work their magic. But we'll find out which one works better between one AlphaTauri and a Ferrari, and another Ferrari engine car and the other AlphaTauri. Done, picks a decent ish quality. I'll have a little look after the race is done. I would like to see what that's looking like, of course. That'll be a fun time. That's a wide moment and a slide from Raul, but the gap's a bit big. They're both saving battery. They've both been harvesting for a while. I think they're preparing for a last 2-3 lap assault. Probably already close enough to make the move himself already as he goes down the inside. Raul brakes so late, and I don't know if he brakes late. I think Ethan just braked early. I think he decided he wasn't going for the move. Yeah, I think that was more... It looks like Raul just braked exceptionally late, but I think that was purely more... Ethan just thought, no need to make that move yet. Well, we couldn't really judge, because too busy waiting for an overtake to start happening. Fair enough. Smart on not taking risks, / taking big risks, one or the other. Has taken place. The positions stay the same. 4 tenths gap room for the middle sector. The consistency since I started pointing out a couple of mistakes has been immaculate from these two. Losing time to the front two, but they can't help that when they're going for an absolute humdinger, as we're going for British phrases now. As Kizzo has just been passed by F1 Kid into 7th position. Down the pit straight. As Kizzo's into the pits, I think. I don't know why the game's not telling me he's in the pits, but he visually... Is he in the pits? He is. Why the game's not telling me he is, I don't know. He's onto some soft tyres anyways. Had to give up on the challenge for any possible more penalties from Pooch in 6th place. He'll still get it, but if... I mean, F1 gets on like a lap newer tyres. Don't count out catching a couple seconds in case Pooch gets another penalty. Maybe one more penalty for Pooch, 3 seconds game for F1 Kid if that's possible. You never know. You never know. GB a little bit no man's land in P5 after some moments earlier, I think, from the wet transition. Means that lead Ferrari has got to work very hard to give his team some extra points and hold off AlphaTauri on the championship chart. I don't think, as far as I know, they get themselves a title today. I think they needed a 1-2 in their heads. And right now, I don't think that's possible at all. I'll double check with some maths, but I don't think it is. No problem, but AlphaTauri Ferrari is a hell of a tongue twister. Most things I say are tongue twisting, like, phrases. And not intentionally, I just can't speak English half the time, so don't worry. I can make simple sentences sound ridiculously stupid. Surprisingly, you guessed right. You did guess right. You did guess right. It will most likely result in some additional stuff going on. And also me definitely setting a ruling to say that this can't happen again. Like, if you do that, I'm setting a mad penalty in there rather than just a normal one. The game has technically penalised him therefore for it though, so... It's a trick. It's not ideal. It is unideal. I'm trying to scroll through and see if I found some point snaps and stuff to see. I think it's techie for it to happen today. I think it would have been like possibly possible soon, but I don't think it's happening. We keep moving, we keep going. Gap at the front, by the way, is now comfortably down within 10. I say comfortably, it's only a second. It's only a second. But still, that's just a second that you can now work with and just sit on for a little bit. As we're on to lap 26, the penultimate lap of the race. These two are still going so closely together. No one else is closer on the racetrack than these two. 100% battery versus 9. So they've both been happy to just sit and save their batteries. Ethan has the more on his name right now by about 5-10%. To double check, but maybe 5. Because F1 Kid gets himself 3 seconds penalties, and even he's not infallible. NSL champion from Season 8 as well can get some of the same. Then yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you need to... It's not your middle name. Stop it. If you say your birth certificate somewhere says Nugget is your middle name, cap of the highest order. No. It's banned. It's banned if that's even the case. Banned. Oh, hello. The thing is, what do you think about making a move there? That's tricky. On the next lap, would you think about it? This lap, no, because you've got a massive straight you can set yourself up with. But on the next lap, surely you've got to consider it. If you're the car behind and you know the DRS straight's not going to be long enough or enough before the line comes, that is going to be one of your biggest moments to go. We head on to the final lap. Ron starts the race lap in the lead, of course, but I think he's going to be absolutely usurped by Josh. Penalties-wise, going down turn 1 we go. Ethan's already pulled the move and gone, and the battery's being deployed. I can't rule out one of them sending it further down the straight, although the gap's pretty big at the moment. Clean corners are going to be needed for both of these two to keep their battle going for the rest of this lap. Let's see how they go. This is still a nice slipstream opportunity for Raul. It's not done yet. 3 temps gap. Battery, don't worry about it. They're pretty much even, and then we'll be burning absolutely all of it at all times. There's nothing to say about that. No space to send at this opportunity. Ethan stays in P3 for his podium slot right now. Drops the rear slightly, more than slightly. That's going to give Raul a nice little look down through the 3rd sector when the DRS zone opens. Or out of the 2nd sector, I should say. This could be side by side for Ascari. This has a small potential to be side by side before Ascari, let alone now. Has to defend down the inside, but it's not going to be enough. There's a 3-second penalty for Kieran as well, and it is side by side no longer. Raul is back into P3. And there's a moment going wide there. Ron is eventually going to cross the line. We're going to have to stay on board with this. But the rest of the action, the race winner, is going to be Josh, I believe, as Ron crosses the line in 1st place. Josh will take 2nd. It's been touched! It's been touched a tiny bit forced off the grass, but Raul keeps his position. Josh takes the lead and wins the Italian Grand Prix, and across the line for the podium. It is going to be Raul in 3rd and Ethan in 4th. There was I saw a slight little squeeze. Tiny squeeze onto the grass. I don't think it was anything much, but it's either way. It's left Raul on the podium. He's managed to hold on to that one ahead of him. That was a nice fun little exchange between the two. GB is going to eventually come home in P5 and looks like he's trying to nick a fastest lap off someone. Def Taxes and GB deciding the fastest lap is now the Ferraris. Have a little look if he does take it. It's a 21.2. No, it's not. It's a 19.7. Ferrari get himself at least an extra point to take home. 11 and 12 leaves them with 23. Double points finish for the pair of them. Aston Martin's Pooch comes home in 6. Williams is going to be 7th place. 8. Kizzo in 8th. And Kieran in 9th position. Don't think F1 Kid's probably the happiest with his race result at the moment, but he is across the line, so it still counts. Stewards will have a time. They'll definitely have a time. Turn 1 happened. They definitely will have a time. Congrats to Josh for the win. Ron and Raul, sorry for the podium sets. I had fun nonetheless. They have been lonely the entire race. If that didn't happen, who knows what could happen? Who knows? It could have still been an absolutely good time. I appreciate everyone who's hopped in. I hope everyone had a good race. As best they could. Let's have a look at the results. Thank you, Frosty. I appreciate it as always. Have a good rest of your evening, by the way. Enjoy Overwatch. Don't worry. So you can have the provisional standings on the screen, chat. Here you go. I'll whack my face out of the way. Josh does still, despite the 10 seconds, have enough pace to grab the win with a 1.2 second gap. I'm upset that the pen happened, regardless of if it got served and given a proper pen. I would have liked to see that battle actually happen on the track between them, but fair enough. Raul's in P3, does survive just about ahead of Ethan. They had a little scrape at the end. It looks kind of fine to me, but Stewards will deal with that later if there isn't anything. But it looks okay. Ethan 4th place in the end for the Ferrari with GB in P5, getting himself a fastest lap too. Pooch in 6th, F1 Kid is 7th. I don't want to say it, but a points loss of that to your championship rival of 19 is a big way to give your championship rival huge gains and possibly setting them up for a title setup really, really soon. I think if my maths is right, that's what, 116 point gap? If my brain's correct. That's an interesting gap between the top two. Josh might be feeling a little bit more comfortable now. That's his 3rd race win on a trot as well from Austria, Hungary and Monza today. Not too bad, slightly. Kieran, anyways, in P9, finishes with 2 points. A lap down as well as Kizzo, but points are points. As long as you finish a race, it still counts as something. Clownfish, same syllable, something. Clownfish and Penguin Jelly, the 2 retirees, unfortunately. A spectacular little crash from the Williams, and then I think Penguin Jelly had just a couple too many spins at the start, couldn't handle it, but it happens. That's your order. That's your lot, as Will Buxton says every time in the intro too. We are cooking, by the way. We are cooking. I just saw I had that in my sources. I thought that needs to be put on the screen. That does. Right. That was some action. We'll have to chill music. I was gonna put the actual action music, but we don't. That was the action. That was some time. Today is going to be the only short stream we have all week. Only short stream we have is normally I run on for a little bit longer and do some lobbies or something like that. or whatever, but the NSL day is purely NSL action, purely a Tuesday vibe of constant things, but we move. I hope everyone enjoyed the stuff. Again, if anyone does want to hop in, as always, and join along the league for the next time, you can have a little look at the promo screen. Screenshot it if you want the details on the league. The brief's just on the left. How to join's on the right. If you're in the chat right now on Twitch or YouTube, then you know how to do it. !NSL in the Twitch chat will give you the link and you can join up. If you're in a YouTube VOD or having a little look, just simply going on the Discord link in the description, ping it, join through there, and you're good to go. One reserve race, and if you're clean, you're good for the full-time seat for wherever you want to join. Simple enough, I think. Hopefully, maybe. 20 points off. Avatar is 9 points off. That can be done in spectacularly for the drivers can be done in 1 round. But the constructors could definitely be done in 1. We'll see. I'll get to call that next time, which will be out in Kota. Texas, Kota, whatever. I'm calling it Kota. I'm not calling it Texas. Even though I've wrote it as Texas on there. Don't worry about it. We'll be there for the next time, which is going to be the second to last sprint, the penultimate sprint of the season. Next Tuesday, we'll have that as normal, unless anything suddenly happens. As far as I know, it will not. Brazil, Qatar, and the last race of the season will be, again, a big sprint. Seems like we might have a title sort of just a tad before, but if not, then I don't know. Well, you'll just have to watch next Tuesday and find out. That's all I'll say. Most love to everyone regardless. YouTube VOD can now wrap up and